Give an example of a historical failure that taught us something. One of the most prominent historical failures is the Titanic disaster of 1912. The RMS Titanic was deemed unsinkable due to its advanced engineering and safety features for that time, yet it struck an iceberg and sank, resulting in the loss of over 1,500 lives. The disaster exposed serious flaws in ship design, safety regulations, and emergency preparedness. For example, there were insufficient lifeboats on board, and the ship's speed was dangerously high despite ice warnings. In the aftermath, this tragedy led to significant reforms in maritime laws, including stricter lifeboat regulations and the establishment of the International Ice Patrol to monitor icebergs. The Titanic's failure taught us the dangers of overconfidence in technology and the critical need for thorough risk assessments and safety precautions. Lessons that still resonate across industries today. Give an example of a historical failure that taught us something. The Challenger space shuttle explosion in 1986 is a key example of a historical failure that taught important lessons. The shuttle exploded shortly after takeoff due to a malfunction in one of its O-rings, a failure that was known by engineers before the launch but ignored due to pressures to stay on schedule. This tragedy, which claimed the lives of 7 crew members, brought attention to the importance of proper communication and risk management within organizations. It led NASA to revise its safety protocols and communication practices, emphasizing the need to listen to concerns, no matter how minor they may seem. The Challenger disaster taught us that the rush to meet deadlines or avoid setbacks should never come at the expense of safety and thorough evaluation. Give an example of a historical failure that taught us something. The catastrophic failure of the French invasion of Russia in 1812 serves as a potent lesson in hubris and the perils of underestimating your opponent. Napoleon, at the height of his power, led a grande armée of over 600,000 men into Russia, aiming for a swift, decisive victory. He envisioned forcing Tsar Alexander I to the negotiating table and further solidifying his continental dominance. However, the Russians, employing a scorched earth strategy, refused to engage in a pitched battle. They retreated eastward, burning crops and villages as they went, leaving nothing for the invading army to sustain itself with. The French, plagued by disease, hunger, and the brutal Russian winter, were decimated. Of the initial invading force, only a fraction returned to France. This disastrous campaign shattered the myth of Napoleonic invincibility and ultimately contributed to his downfall. It teaches us that even the most formidable forces can be undone by overconfidence, logistical failures, and a lack of understanding of the strategic environment. It underscores the importance of careful planning, adaptability, and respecting the resilience of one's adversary.